Hey, Cancer. I just pulled some cards for you, and honestly, what came through is making me pause because the energy here is intense in the best way possible. Let me share what the universe is showing me about this massive shift coming into your life. So, I shuffled the deck, and the first card that appeared is the Four of Pentacles. Now, this is interesting because when I see this card in your reading, it tells me you have been holding on so tightly to control. Like you have been gripping everything in your life with white knuckles because you were scared that if you loosened your hold even a little bit, everything would fall apart. And I get it, Cancer. I really do. You have been through things that made you believe the only way to stay safe was to control every single detail, every outcome, every possibility. You built these walls around your heart, around your resources, around your whole life, really. And the thing is, this holding pattern has been exhausting you. You wake up tired because even in your sleep you cannot fully let go. Your shoulders carry tension you have gotten so used to that you do not even notice it anymore. The universe is showing me that this grip you have had on life has actually been blocking the very abundance you have been praying for. Because here is the truth about the Four of Pentacles energy. When your hands are closed so tightly around what you already have, there is literally no room for new blessings to land in your palms. Think about it physically. If someone wanted to hand you a gift right now, but both your hands were clenched into fists, how could you receive it? That has been your energy, Cancer. You have been so busy protecting what you have and controlling what you can that you have not been able to receive what is trying to come to you. And I am seeing that this has affected every area of your life. In your relationships, you hold back your full heart because what if they leave? In your career, you stay in situations that drain you because what if something worse happens? With money, you operate from scarcity even when you have enough because what if it all disappears? The Four of Pentacles has been your survival mode, and survival mode is not where miracles happen. But here is what is shifting. The universe is about to teach you something revolutionary about trust and surrender. Not the kind of surrender where you give up, but the kind where you finally exhale and realize that life can support you without you having to force every single thing. I am seeing that as you release this death grip on control, your entire reality is going to transform. The energy that has been locked up in anxiety and fear and hypervigilance gets to be redirected into creation, into joy, into genuine connection. You are about to discover what it feels like to move through life with open hands and an open heart. And Cancer, that version of you is going to be absolutely unrecognizable from who you are right now. The next card that came through is the Five of Swords, and when this appeared, I actually took a breath because the message here is so significant for where you are heading. The Five of Swords is showing me conflict, but not the kind you might think. This is about all the internal battles you have been fighting. You know those voices in your head that have been at war with each other? One voice saying you deserve everything beautiful while another voice lists all the reasons why you do not. One part of you wanting to trust and open up while another part reminds you of every time that backfired. The Five of Swords represents this exhausting internal conflict that has been fragmenting your energy for way too long. And what I am seeing is that you have been approaching life like a battlefield, always on defense, always ready for the next attack, always scanning for who might hurt you next. This hypervigilance made sense at one point. It kept you safe when you needed to be safe. But now it is keeping you isolated and small and constantly drained. The Five of Swords energy shows me someone who has won arguments but lost peace, who has protected themselves so well that they have also protected themselves right out of the beautiful experiences they actually want. And here is what is really interesting about this card in your reading. It is showing me that you are done with fighting. Not that you are giving up, but that you are finally ready to put down the sword. You are realizing that not everyone is an enemy, not every situation is a battle, not every vulnerability is a weakness that will be exploited. The universe is preparing you for a completely different way of being. Instead of approaching life from a defensive crouch, you are about to stand tall in your worth without needing to fight for it constantly. Instead of anticipating betrayal, you are going to start recognizing genuine love. Instead of keeping score of who wronged you, you are going to release those grudges and feel so much lighter. The Five of Swords in this position tells me that the war within you is ending, Cancer. And when that internal conflict finally quiets down, you will have so much energy freed up for actually building the life you want, instead of just defending against the life you fear. The people who could not meet you with honesty and integrity are going to naturally fall away. Not because you have to fight them off, but because your new energy simply will not match theirs anymore. You are about to discover that peace is not something you have to battle your way toward. It is something you get to choose every single day. Now, the third card is the King of Swords, and this one made me smile because it represents such a powerful shift in how you process your life. The King of Swords is pure clarity, absolute mental sovereignty, the ability to see truth even when it is uncomfortable. What I am getting is that you are developing this incredible gift of discernment, not judgment, but discernment. The difference is huge. Judgment keeps you locked in bitterness and superiority, but discernment sets you free because you can finally see people and situations clearly without the fog of wishful thinking or trauma response. For so long, Cancer, you have been caught between two extremes. Either you saw people through rose-colored glasses and gave them way too much benefit of the doubt, or you were so guarded that you assumed the worst about everyone. The King of Swords is showing me that you are finding this middle ground of wisdom. You are learning to trust your intuition not as paranoia but as information. When something feels off, you are not going to gaslight yourself anymore trying to make it make sense or giving someone their 15th chance. But you are also not going to shut down completely at the first sign of human imperfection. You are developing the ability to see people for who they actually are, not who you need them to be or who you are afraid they might be, but who they genuinely are through their consistent actions over time. The King of Swords energy is also about intellectual and emotional maturity. You are going to handle situations that would have previously destroyed you with this calm, centered authority. Someone tries to manipulate you, you see it clearly and remove yourself without drama. An opportunity looks shiny, but your gut says no. You trust yourself and walk away without second-guessing for months. A person shows you through their behavior that they are not ready for what you offer. You believe them and stop trying to convince them of your worth. This is powerful, Cancer. The King of Swords represents you, stepping fully into your power as someone who knows their value and does not need external validation to confirm it. You are becoming someone who makes decisions based on clarity and wisdom rather than fear or desperation, and this energy is magnetic. When you operate from this centered, clear, self-assured space, you naturally attract people and opportunities that match that frequency. The chaos and confusion that has characterized so much of your life until now cannot exist in the presence of the King of Swords energy. You are literally going to become someone who cuts through nonsense with grace and stands firmly in truth. The fourth card is the Three of Swords, and I know this might look scary at first, but stay with me because the message here is actually about healing, not new heartbreak. The Three of Swords acknowledges the very real pain you have experienced, the betrayals that cut deep, the losses that changed you, the moments when your heart literally felt like it was being pierced. And what the universe wants you to know is that this pain was not meaningless. Every single heartbreak you survived was teaching you something crucial about who you are and what you are actually made of. The Three of Swords in this reading is not predicting more pain. It is marking the end of a painful cycle. It is the universe saying, I see everything you went through, and I am about to show you why it mattered. Because here is the thing, Cancer. That pain cracked you open. And I know that sounds like spiritual bypassing, but hear me out. Before those experiences, you loved from a place of need and desperation and fear of abandonment. You gave yourself away trying to earn love you thought you had to work for. You tolerated things that violated your spirit because you were terrified of being alone. Those heartbreaks forced you to face the parts of yourself you had been running from. They forced you to build a relationship with yourself because there was literally no one else there. They forced you to learn that you could survive what you thought would kill you. The Three of Swords represents the death of your old way of loving, the way that did not honor you. And yes, that death hurt like hell. But what is being born from those ashes is something so much more beautiful and real. You are learning to love from wholeness instead of wounds. You are learning that your heart can be tender without being weak. You are discovering that staying through hard times is brave, but knowing when to leave is wisdom. The Three of Swords is showing me that you are integrating all the lessons from your pain, and that integration is what is going to make your future so different from your past. You are not going to repeat old patterns because you have finally understood at a soul level why those patterns existed and what they cost you. The person you are becoming because of what you survived is someone who loves deeper, sees clearer, and values themselves infinitely more. And that person is about to experience relationships and opportunities that the old version of you could not have even imagined, not because you did not deserve them then, but because you were not ready to receive them then. Card number 5 is the King of Wands, and wow, the energy just completely shifted when this card appeared. After all that heaviness and healing, here comes this fierce, passionate, creative, confident energy. The King of Wands is pure fire, pure life force, pure I know who I am, and I am not apologizing for it. This card is showing me that you are about to step into a version of yourself that is so vibrant and alive and magnetic that you almost will not recognize yourself. Remember how I said the Four of Clovers showed you holding on tight and playing small? The King of Wands is the opposite of that. This is you fully expressed, fully embodied, taking up space unapologetically. You are going to rediscover passions you buried because they felt too risky or impractical. You are going to speak up in situations where you used to stay silent. You are going to pursue things that excite you without needing permission or approval from anyone. The King of Wands energy is about leadership, but not the kind where you boss people around. It is the kind of leadership where you inspire others just by being authentically yourself. People are going to be drawn to your energy because you will finally be radiating who you really are instead of performing who you think you should be. And here is what I love about the King of Wands appearing in your reading. This card tells me you are going to take bold action on your dreams. Not someday. Not when everything is perfect. Not when you feel completely ready. But soon. You are going to make moves that terrify and thrill you in equal measure. Starting that business, having that conversation, making that change. Pursuing that person or opportunity that feels too good to be true. The King of Wands does not wait for perfect conditions. He creates the conditions through his action. And that is what you are about to do, Cancer. All that energy you have been using to control and defend and overthink is about to be channeled into creating the life you actually want. You are going to trust yourself in a whole new way. When you get an intuitive hit to do something, you are going to do it. When an opportunity lights you up, you are going to say yes. When something does not align anymore, you are going to release it without agonizing for months. The King of Wands is decisive, confident, charismatic, and fully alive, and that is who you are becoming. People from your past who see you in this new energy are going to be shocked. Where did this confidence come from? When did you get so bold? How are you suddenly so magnetic? And you will just smile because you know that this was always who you were underneath all the fear and pain and self-doubt. The King of Wands was just waiting for you to clear away everything that was covering his light. The 6th card is the Ten of Swords, and okay, I know the imagery on this card can be intense, but the message here is actually incredibly positive. The Ten of Swords represents an ending, but specifically it represents the ending of suffering. It is showing me that a cycle of pain and difficulty is completely over. Not just paused, not just getting better, but done. The Ten of Swords is that moment when you finally hit rock bottom and there is nowhere to go but up. It is the darkest part of the night right before dawn. And what I am seeing for you, Cancer, is that you have been through your Ten of Swords moment already. You have felt the betrayal, the loss, the heartbreak, the disappointment. You have had your illusions shattered and your trust broken and your heart stepped on. You know what it feels like to be completely down. But here is the powerful part. You are still here. You survived what felt unsurvivable. And now the Ten of Swords is marking the absolute completion of that painful chapter. What the universe is telling you is that you do not have to go through that level of pain again. The lessons have been learned. The karma has been cleared. The old patterns have been broken. The Ten of Swords in your reading is like the universe drawing a line in the sand and saying everything before this line was the old story, and everything after this line is the new story. And the new story is so beautiful, Cancer. It is the story of you rising from the ashes more powerful than before. It is the story of you using your pain as fuel for transformation. It is the story of you refusing to let what broke you keep you broken. The Ten of Swords is also about mental liberation. All those thoughts that have been torturing you, the rumination and regret and what-ifs and if-onlys, those are ending too. You are going to find this peace of mind that has felt impossible for so long. Not because you have figured everything out, but because you have finally stopped fighting with reality. You are going to accept what happened, forgive yourself for your part in it, release everyone else to their own karma, and walk forward into your future unencumbered by the past. This is huge, Cancer. The mental and emotional freedom that is coming your way is going to change everything. Imagine waking up without that heavy feeling in your chest. Imagine going through your day without constantly replaying painful memories. Imagine making decisions based on excitement about the future instead of fear from the past. That is what the Ten of Swords ending makes possible for you. Card 7 is the Moon, and this card is so mystical and deep. The Moon represents your intuition, your subconscious, your dreams, everything that exists beneath the surface. What I am seeing is that you have been going through this period of confusion and uncertainty where nothing was quite clear. The Moon shows me that you have been in the dark metaphorically, trying to find your way without a clear map or obvious path. And this has been uncomfortable for you, Cancer, because you like to know what is coming, you like to have a plan, you like some semblance of control. But the Moon period strips all of that away. It forces you to trust what you cannot see. It requires you to listen to your inner knowing, even when the external world is not giving you confirmation. And what is happening now is that you are finally emerging from the Moon phase. Your intuition has been getting stronger this whole time, even though it felt like confusion. You have been learning to distinguish between fear and true intuitive guidance. You have been developing this trust in yourself that does not require external validation. The Moon is also about what has been hidden coming to light. Secrets revealed, truth exposed, clarity breaking through the fog. So I'm seeing that you are about to get answers to questions that have been haunting you. Why did that happen? What was really going on? Who was being honest and who was playing games? The Moon brings everything out of the shadows and into the light. And while some of these revelations might sting initially, ultimately, you are going to feel so relieved to finally know the truth. Because truth, even painful truth, is always better than illusion. The Moon is also deeply connected to your psychic abilities and spiritual gifts. You have been receiving downloads and messages and signs, but maybe doubting them or not fully trusting them. The universe is confirming that your intuition is accurate. Those gut feelings were right. Those dreams meant something. Those synchronicities were real messages. Trust yourself, Cancer. You are more connected to divine guidance than you realize. The Moon is encouraging you to lean into this spiritual side of yourself. Pay attention to your dreams. They are showing you what your conscious mind cannot see. Notice the patterns and synchronicities. They are breadcrumbs leading you to your destiny. Trust the timing of your life, even when it makes no logical sense. There is a divine order to everything. The 8th card is the Queen of Cups, and my goodness, this energy is so beautiful and nurturing and full of emotional depth. The Queen of Cups is the ultimate embodiment of emotional intelligence and intuitive wisdom. She feels everything deeply but is not drowned by those feelings. She has compassion for others but maintains healthy boundaries. She loves fully but does not lose herself in relationships. And this is who you are becoming, Cancer. After all the pain and healing and lessons, you are evolving into this emotionally mature, deeply intuitive, genuinely loving person. The Queen of Cups knows her worth, and she is not going to settle for crumbs of affection or half-hearted effort. She has been through enough to know what real love looks like, and she is not accepting anything less. But unlike the defensive energy of earlier cards, the Queen of Cups is not jaded or hardened. Her heart is still open, still capable of deep feeling, still willing to love. She has just learned how to love wisely. What I am seeing for you is that this Queen of Cups energy is going to completely transform your relationships. The people you attract from this energy are going to be so different from what you have known before. They are going to match your emotional depth. They are going to respect your boundaries. They are going to see your worth without you having to perform or prove it. The Queen of Cups also represents creative and intuitive gifts. You might find yourself drawn to artistic expression, healing work, spiritual practices, anything that allows you to channel your emotional depth into something meaningful. There is medicine in your story, Cancer. Your journey through pain to peace is going to help other people navigate their own healing. The Queen of Cups often works in service to others, but from a place of fullness, not depletion. You have spent so much of your life giving from an empty cup, trying to earn love through service, depleting yourself to please others. That pattern is over. The Queen of Cups gives generously, but never at the expense of her own well-being. She knows that she cannot pour from an empty vessel. So, you are going to be learning how to fill your own cup first, how to meet your own needs, how to love yourself with the same tenderness you have always offered others. And from that place of inner fullness, your love and service to others will be even more powerful because it will come from genuine overflow rather than desperate need for validation. Card 9 is the Star, and honestly, Cancer, this is one of the most hopeful and beautiful cards in the entire deck. After the tower destroys what was, after the darkness of the moon, here comes the star with this message of hope and renewal and divine blessings. The star is the universe saying everything you have been through was preparing you for this moment of miracles. The star represents wishes fulfilled, prayers answered, dreams coming true, but not in some superficial way. These are the deepest desires of your soul finally manifesting. The star is also about healing. Deep, complete, transformative healing. The kind that changes you at a cellular level. And I'm seeing that you are in this star phase right now, or about to enter it very soon. Everything is about to shift. The heaviness lifts, the confusion clears, the pain transforms into wisdom, and suddenly you can see the path forward with this crystal clarity. The star brings inspiration and hope and this renewed faith in life. You are going to feel like you can breathe again, like color is returning to your world after everything being gray for so long. The star also represents your authentic self shining through. You know how stars are these ancient sources of light that have traveled vast distances to reach us? That is you. Your light, your essence, your truth, has been traveling through all this darkness to finally emerge and be seen. And the world needs your light, Cancer. There are people waiting for what only you can offer. The star is also about trust in divine timing. Everything is unfolding exactly as it should. The delays were not denials, they were divine orchestration making sure everything was aligned perfectly. The star encourages you to make wishes, to dream big, to believe in magic again. After being hurt and disappointed, you probably shut down that part of yourself that believed good things could happen. The star is reopening that, not in a naive way, but in a wise, grounded, spiritually connected way. You are going to start noticing miracles, small ones at first. The perfect parking spot, a call from someone you were just thinking about, money showing up right when you needed it. And as you acknowledge these small miracles, bigger ones will come. The star is reminding you that you are supported by the universe in ways you cannot even perceive. There are angels and ancestors and divine forces working on your behalf constantly. The 10th and final card is the Sun, and I am getting actual chills because this is the most joyful, abundant, successful card in the entire tarot deck. After everything, after the pain and healing and transformation, you arrive at the Sunday. Pure joy, pure success, pure happiness. The sun represents that moment when everything finally clicks into place and you realize it was all worth it. Every tear, every lesson, every dark night of the soul was leading you here to this radiant, beautiful, abundant life. The sun is success in all forms: career success, financial abundance, love that feels like coming home, friendships that nourish your soul, health and vitality, joy in simple moments. The sun is the universe saying, you did it, you made it through, and now you get to enjoy the fruits of all your growth and healing. What I love about the sun is that it represents authentic happiness, not the fake kind where you are pretending everything is fine. This is real, deep, soul-level contentment. You are going to wake up grateful. You are going to go through your days with this lightness that has been absent for so long. You are going to laugh freely without that undercurrent of sadness. You are going to love openly without fear holding you back. The sun also represents clarity and truth. Everything is illuminated, nothing is hidden. You will see your life and your path clearly. The sun brings recognition and celebration. People will notice your transformation. You will receive acknowledgement for your gifts and talents. Things you have worked hard on will finally be seen and appreciated. The sun is also about childlike joy and playfulness. You are going to reconnect with parts of yourself that got buried under adult responsibilities and trauma. You are going to play again, create for the pure joy of it, do things just because they make you happy without needing them to be productive or purposeful. The sun represents vitality and energy. You are going to feel alive in a way you have not in years. Your spark is coming back, Cancer. That light in your eyes that dimmed, it is reigniting. The sun is promising you a future so bright and beautiful that your current self cannot even fully imagine it. So let me bring all of this together for you, Cancer. The universe is showing me this incredible journey you have been on, from holding tight and playing small to becoming this radiant, powerful, joyful person. You are releasing control and learning trust. You are ending internal battles and finding peace. You are developing clarity and discernment. You are integrating painful lessons and using them as wisdom. You are stepping into your confident, creative, passionate self. You are completing old, painful cycles. You are trusting your deep intuition. You are becoming emotionally mature and wise. You are opening to hope and healing. And you are heading toward the most joyful, abundant, successful period of your life. This is not just a minor improvement, Cancer. This is a total life transformation. You will not be the same person. Your entire energy signature is upgrading. The life you are moving into is so different from what you have known that it will feel like you have been transported to another dimension. And the beautiful thing is, you have earned every bit of this through your courage to feel, to heal, to grow, to keep going even when it felt impossible. The cards are absolutely screaming that your golden destiny is not just possible, it is inevitable. Everything is about to open up in ways that will shock you with how good life can actually be.